For the next set of videos on Python, you're going to need to install two programs for this to work effectively. The first one is obvious, that's the programming language itself, which is Python. Now what you need to do is go to www.python.org and that will take you to this web page. You then need to go to the downloads option, and if you hover your mouse over top, it will automatically offer you the download for Windows. There are two versions, Python 3.5.2 and Python 2.7.12. The differences, there are differences obviously, but the differences will not affect the code we are working on. If you are not running Windows, then there are other operating systems available. You have Mac OS and you have other platforms available. But we are running Windows here, and we're going to be installing, please install Python 2.7.12. All you do is click on the link and the download should begin. In this case, Chrome will show me a download in the bottom corner, and there it is. This is telling me that it's got a few seconds left and that the file is 18 megabytes in size, and it's just counting down. Once it's got to the finish, Windows will check that the file is legitimate, that it's safe, and then it will be ready for me to install. Once the file is finished downloading, simply click on the file and Python installation program will begin. There's no point installing just for you unless there's specific reasons. You'll know if you need to. If you don't know, then do not alter this. Simply click Next for the next instructions. Python is then going to ask you where do you want it to install. Again, unless there's a specific reason why you don't want it installed there, simply click Next. And under these options, you need to just make sure that I would set everything, entire feature will be installed on local drive. I would set that, therefore there's no question, you don't need to come back and worry about it. The only option that was disabled was this one at the bottom, add python.exe to path, and that is incredibly useful to use. Once you've got that, we can click Next. Once Python is finished installing, you simply get this last message and we click Finish. That is Python now installed. The next thing we need to install is something called Pygame. Now, just like Python, Pygame is not automatically installed, and nor is it part of Python. In this case, you need to go to a different website. In this case, you need to go to www.pygame.org and click on the Downloads link, or you can simply type in the URL that you can see at the moment, and that will take you automatically to this web page. Now here we've got all the updates and there are all the versions. We can see the version for Windows, we've got Unix, we've got the Mac, and so on. I'm running Windows at this instance, so I've now got to look at the list. Now all of these versions are for Pygame. What I'm looking for is 2.7 because that's what I've installed. There's a 2.7 and there's a 2.7. Which one do I go for? Well, they're both Windows 32. That's what the Win32 is telling me. They're both for Python, Python 2.7, Python 2.7. But this one is version of Pygame 1.9.2A0. Now, I don't need to know anything else. That's got a 2, that's got a 1. 2 is a bigger number than 1, therefore that's the version I require. I'm simply going to click on that link there, and just as with Python, it will start to download the file. This one is 6.1 megabytes in size, which ties in with what it's suggesting, the suggested size there. Once fully installed, Windows has checked that it's legitimate. Again, just like Python, I can click and the installation will start up. Just as with Python, we install for all users unless you have a very good reason for not doing so. Click Next. What do we want to install? Python 2.7 from registry. The entire package is going to be installed. We can ignore this one here, don't need to worry about it, and all we've got to do then is click Next. Once finally installed, you'll have this message. All you've got to do is click Finish. We've now successfully installed Python and Pygame and are ready to start coding.